This is what an engineer looks like. My name is Brene Washington, and I'm an African-American woman who happens to be a very accomplished engineer. Did you know that only 20% of engineering bachelor's degree holders are women? And only 4% of those engineers are African-American, Native American, or Hispanic women. And the number of African-American women is steadily declining. Why? Because girls don't believe they can be what they can't see. To help change that narrative, I created a brand called The STEAM Queens. And the first product in that brand was my children's book. The STEAM Queens is a whimsical story about a little girl named Ivy who loves science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. She celebrates the power of diversity and teaches her friends about the concepts to hopefully help them earn their crowns too. The STEAM Queens is one of my most proudest bodies of work, but to be honest, the most inspirational story I could ever tell goes beyond the pages of my book. I get asked all the time why I decided to pursue an opportunity in STEM with so many odds stacked against me as a Black woman. And in most cases, I usually joke and say, I just kind of stumbled into it. And that's part of the story, but I never have really told the full story. One of the biggest decisions of my life came out of a total moment of desperation, and it happened to be the best decision that I've ever made. When I was a teenager, I was a victim of gun violence. I grew up in a community where not many people believed in the opportunities outside of our neighborhood. And one day, I was just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. That experience shattered my reality and made me want to escape the only place that I have ever been able to call home. But I had no plan. After that experience, I did start to think about my options. And I remember some of my closest teachers bragging about my math and science scores and telling me that I should think about being an engineer. When I was in junior high school, that was the first time that I had ever heard the word engineer. In my moment of desperation, I felt like that was probably one of my only options. At the time, I didn't think that I was good enough to be an engineer, but that incident taught me a lot of things I didn't think were possible could happen. I was looking for an opportunity to change my circumstances, and that decision changed my entire life. After receiving my degree and entering the workplace, I had an amazing career. And halfway in, I started to feel guilty. I started to feel like I had stumbled upon this amazing opportunity and I wasn't doing enough to share it. My new mission was to make the community I grew up in a better place to be for people that look like me, not to run from it. So why is this work so important? Let's talk about the numbers. Did you know that there are 3.5 million jobs in STEM and STEAM projected to go unfilled by the year 2025? All of those opportunities, and our children won't be able to fill them because they aren't being prepared. In some cases, they don't believe they can do it because they don't see people doing it that look like them. My goal is to bridge the gender and diversity gap through early education and exposure. And that is what I hope to accomplish with the STEAM Queens.